Good morning, everybody. I'm Abha Negi, the moderator for this session. I represent the organization called Swayam, which has been working in India for accessibility in the built infrastructure. I have a very learned panel on the discussion today. So we'll start with Ms. Regina Cohen. She's a postgraduate on architecture. Accessibility of persons with disability to museums, coordinator of the Research, Teaching and Planning Group on Accessibility, Universal Design, architect by the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, Master of Urbanism, 1999, and PhD on the Socio-Psychology of Communities and Social Ecology by Federal University of Rio de Janeiro. Experiences on the area of architecture and urbanism, working mainly on these themes: accessibility, inclusion in museums, urban spaces, schools, superior education, universities, and disability. Many articles and books published and many awards are to her credit. So
I will talk about inclusive tourism in Brazilian destinations, and I'm part of the Pro-Access group of the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, and it is really difficult to talk about this, not because I don't know my country, but because the country is living many changes, political, economical, and the city, my city of Rio de Janeiro, is living a great change for the Olympic Games. We had the World Cup, and now we will have the Olympic Games. But the first thing, before talking about Brazilian cities, I talked with Scott. If you look this design, a person trying to make a competition, what's the reason of this disadvantage? A person on wheelchair, and it's the disability, the physical condition of contestants, or the inclination of the track. But if you change the situation, the ramp is not getting up but getting down. And what's the reason of the victory? The wheelchair will be the first. And this is what we developed in our research center, just to say that the space itself is disabled. So many times persons with disability can go to many places because the space itself is disabled. And the standards and laws for accessibility, I just wanted to talk that we have a very good law on accessibility. The United Nations Conventions, in the end, became part of the Brazilian Constitution, and it is the first moment that this happens in Brazil. This is very important. And when we were trying to ratify the convention, we went to the beach to have signatures, and we made a very great movement. Oh, this is not good. I put it only, I took this picture, but I put it again yesterday night to show some situations about transport. Because this nation, when you go to a place, the first thing is the transport. You have on the left side the metro of São Paulo. You have, it's dangerous to pass with a wheelchair. This picture here, you can't believe, but the BRT that is being constructed in Rio for the Olympic Games, and in the beginning they were doing like that. So it's terrible. And this week, the federal government is buying envelopes for the accessibility. but we never know where they are. So it's really a problem. We ask for assistance, and I refuse to be in this situation. Is really very dangerous, and I don't feel good, but sometimes this is what happens. But now I will show the Brazilian situations. Socorro is a city in the interior of São Paulo. It's being considered the most accessible. They are called for tourism conferences, and they are in the media, too much in the media. But it's the sports of adventure, the ecotourism, and not the city as a whole is accessible. They have a kind of tourism for persons with disability for sports. But the city is very beautiful, and the persons like to go there. They can't walk in the center of the city, but in the sports, in the tourist area, they are becoming very famous all around the world. But this is a problem. I don't have too much time to talk about. Maceió, many beaches in Brazil, they are becoming accessible. This is Maceió, and I don't know Maceió, but I wanted very much to be there on that boat with that beautiful view of Maceió. And also tourism in Recife. We have Fernando de Noronha is a patrimony, natural patrimony of the humanity, and only few persons can go there by 10 and then more 10, not everybody. And they are trying to make this paradise accessible, and they are doing things good. They also have beach. They are making accessibility for the beach of Fernando de Noronha. And here, Jenny is there on the back. I needed to put, she remembered me, the great cities. I talked about the small cities, and the great city, as São Paulo, did a great change in the main acts of the city, the Avenida Paulista, put the tactile pavement everywhere, and São Paulo is doing a lot, but the city as a whole is not completely accessible. And my city of Rio de Janeiro. The first moment, 1991, with the Rio Orla, we have a very great extension of beaches, and the project was not, there was no provision for the accessibility. And finally, we discussed it with the politicians, and it was a very big fight to turn the Rio Orla project accessible. And this was the beginning of a movement around the country and in the city of Rio de Janeiro. But 3 years later, they did the Rio City project. The municipality was already aware. But look, this is part of the Rio City project, and with the tree in the middle of the streets. Oh, those are the fantastic things of Rio. I don't want to show you only the bad things. And a tree also in the middle of a ramp.
Regina, 1.5 minutes. Sorry.
What?
1.5 minutes left.
Oh my God. I will show quickly the beaches in Rio de Janeiro. They are becoming accessible.
Wow.
And there is a very great group giving assistance for persons with disability. I didn't have the courage to go. I only stay with the staff of the group there. And they are becoming bigger. The project, I believe, will go on. And here I ask, many times I ask what Jamie Lennon, a great architect, many times I ask myself why some cities succeed to make important and positive transformations. I find many and diverse answers, but one of them seems common to all those creative cities, because they realize at the beginning, a wake up, this is what makes a city react.
Please sum up now.
Finish?
Sum up.
I will pass quickly. I worked as a consultancy, in a consultancy for Rio Plus 20. It was the most accessible conference of the United Nations. The Brazilian government gave a great support, and we were really very happy because they told it was the most accessible, and from there, every conference should be better. And just to show, we have not only the physical accessibility, but also the information for blind, for deaf. And the World Cup FIFA, we made the research. I will pass. This is Maracanã. And the sidewalks in the surroundings of the World Cup. The Maracanã in Rio de Janeiro and in other cities, the stadiums are not good. The accessibility is not good. But the surroundings were very bad, and we have many situations. And look at these pictures. Oh, it's black humor. And this other one, I need
5
to hurry.
seconds.
Huh?
5 seconds.
Oh, 5 seconds. The ramps, Maracanã, all look the problem of the ramp and the inclination. We don't have any ramp less than 20%. And the work we did with the Olympic Committee, we compared many standards all around the world. And we did, in the left is the accessibility technical guidelines for the Olympic Games. And on the right is a publication that I did for India about inclusive tourism.
Thank you,
And this
Regina.
is the guide, I'm finishing.
Okay.
The guide is the last one. And the guide that we are doing, but not only a guide with app. You can look on tablets and iPhones and so on. And I will not explain this, the book. And just to finish, and I will show one more picture, we work with the concept of atmospheres. Atmosphere is the foundation of sensibility because it associates the one who perceives with the perceived object. An atmosphere is born from the encounter between the physical surroundings by corporeity with its ability to feel, move, and become an affectionate tonality. The emotions are very important in the accessibility and universal design issue. You can't think only about the physical surroundings, but also about the emotions. And to finish, this is the affect is to show you. I was in the city, an historical city of Brazil, São Luís, and I was very happy. This is the emotion I was feeling on that moment.
Thank you, Regina.
Finish?
Yes, please.
And the city of Rio de Janeiro.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My question to Regina was very much about the importance of major sporting events in promoting accessibility. How we have seen in London, for example, that the Paralympics in 2012 brought a lot of focus on just how accessible London is in previous Paralympics and so on. How far advanced do you feel we are in Rio now for the Paralympics and for the Olympics themselves?
But what is the question?
The question is how far advanced do you really feel Rio is for the 2016 Olympics in terms of accessibility?
By the moment, the city is not prepared. We did the manual of guidelines for Olympic Games. They are using in the new, are listening? The accessibility in the new infrastructure for the sports events. But the rest of the city is not good. The touristic points, they are not good. But the tourism ministry is looking for it, I hope. But we have now, by the moment, we have small, only 1 year and a half to do everything. The sidewalks of the city, I live in Ipanema, is the district of medium class near the beach, a touristic point of the city, and the sidewalks are terrible. I'm using a power wheelchair. I could use a manual one because the sidewalks are not good. But they are doing, the Olympic Committee is doing. We try to talk with them. They are doing everything. They are training persons to attend, to give assistance for persons with disability. We hope that even with too small, 1 year and a half, we can get there. And I believe, and I'm trying to do what I can. Me personally, but we need to be with the politicians and with the committee and everybody. But it's not still prepared.
I understand where you're coming from. We had Commonwealth Games and we faced the same problems there. But you raised a query that, you know, how difficult it is for you to travel in the air, by air if there are no proper aerobridges. I mean, we have this problem even at the most high-tech airports like Germany. You go out and sometimes you don't get the bay properly, so you're out on the apron there. You're supposed to take the steps. In India, one of the low-cost airlines has addressed this issue beautifully, and I'm trying to show you this picture. This is a Z-shaped ramp which has been used by them. You can easily wheel up anyone into the aircraft, and especially mothers, they prefer taking this airline because of the convenience of accessing it, even if they are not at one of those hi-fi airports. So this is one of the options which can be promoted.
Oh, it's good.
Yes, and maybe and can take it up with her committee and other people and can push it forward. Thank
But
you.
just to tell you that that picture that I showed in the aircraft, there are the flights inside the country. Even so, it's not correct. The government, the federal government is buying almost, they told us, 900 ambu-lifts. And when I travel, I travel a lot, I tell the company that I'm traveling, I have a wheelchair, I walk on a wheelchair, so they need to provide the finger or the ambu-lift. They need, but they don't.
Yeah, they're most expensive actually. They're quite expensive to come by. This is the cheapest thing which can be provided.
And now the problem is that I can't tell you because we are also living a political moment with the elections, and we don't know what will happen next year because we have the second round of the elections in Brazil, and we don't know who will be the president of the country, and everything can change in the next year.
Thank you.